Hi everyone. So we are here with yet another episode of Alumni of the Month series. So today we have with us Vidushi Seth, one of our alumni from batch 2015-18. Vidushi is currently working with HCL Technologies as a deputy manager. We are glad to welcome you to your own alma mater.
Thank you, ma'am.
So now, how are you feeling?
I am feeling very good. Trust me, coming back to the college, it's actually, it's a nostalgia for me. So yeah, overall, I'm feeling very nice for him.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah. So of course, I know you so well because I had been teaching you for a very long time. So now just introduce yourself to our audience. Just tell me about something about yourself.
So, I am currently working as a Deputy Manager Delivery and Operations in HCL. After DME, so kind of my journey was an amazing journey. So, I did my post-graduation MBA in Marketing and Operations from ICFI Business University. And then, so both my actually academic journey were very much into the learning curves. So, I kind of, started practicing my leadership qualities, my management and everything, and from BBA I got placed to this Kotak Mahindra Bank as a sales manager. So I was a relationship manager there. It was purely a B2C job, and it was kind of a sales job. So from the start, because it was my first job, so I was very excited to do that. So I used to manage high level clients portfolios, their finances and everything. But gradually I kind of feel like sales was not my cup of tea. So I was very much into this management sides of a thing. So I kind of started exploring new opportunities, and luckily I got into HCL. As of initially I started my journey as a PMO into a PMO vertical, wherein I used to look for all the operations related stuff, learn a lot of HCL processes. There are thousands of. So then from there I kind of I actually love learning. So I kind of went to a new kind of a certification, which is a Scrum Master certification. Nowadays it is called Scrum, but back at the time it was more of a project management certification. So I got into that certification, then I moved to the delivery side of a thing. I used to see how projects are planned, how milestones are being met, what are the decisions that a lot of leadership and stakeholders have to take. So that journey kind of fascinated me so much. So I kept on learning, and now today I am as a deputy manager, delivery and operations.
Wonderful. Yeah. So when you started your journey, you're very naive and you're very fresh. You are tend to be in the college and not taking all the classes, and all of a sudden you just embark your journey into corporate world. What all difficulties you had faced, and something that was initially a challenge for you, and then eventually you cope up with those challenges?
So challenges, yes, I talk about. So when I went to this sales job, so sales was kind of interacting with customers a lot. So from the college I went to the sales. I thought, okay, sales I can do it because it's just an interaction or something. But I think that time I had a very kind of a setback, analyzing myself, do I really want to do this or not? So within 6 months, I didn't take much of the time. So within 6 months I said no, I can't. So I just kind of took that step, took that risk in my life, and went to an operations role. So operations is a very wide role, but in HCL you have a good vertical name as PMO. So wherein you get a lot of opportunities, you kind of learn new things, and so that point also. And in the operations field also, there is something which you say, okay, fine, this is a full stop.
So when you started your career, you were very naive and very new to this industry. So how did you cope up, and what were your initial challenges?
So initial challenges, if I talk about, so I started my journey with Kotak Mahindra Bank as a salesperson. So it was purely interacting with customers and all directly. So I thought initially it was a cakewalk for me, but gradually when I realized no, I can't be upfrontly interacting with customers and all, and plus sales has a target job. So I was like, oh, target is something, you know, a very huge thing, and it is like, so that was the time when it was kind of a setback for me. Do I really want to go to this sales field or not? So I think I just took 6 months, initial 6 months of my career to realize that, and you know, kind of move to an operations role, basically towards the process side of the things. So I kind of, you know, took that decision, and fortunately I got opportunity in HCL, and from that time I am since working on to different roles. So so there was, after coming to HCL, yes, there were challenges because you can't just stay in operations for a long 5 years. So I've completed my journey in HCL for 5 years. So you can't be, you know, in the same position for next 5 years. So I keep on learning. So to do the next step, so I kind of did the Scrum certification. Then I went for the people management training and certification. So I've done a lot of certifications within HCL, so that, you know, I can keep on learning, and learning is something which you should never stop, because that is how you kind of, it makes you feel more confident, more, you know, you can grow yourself in a better way. So that is how, yeah, I think, so I keep on growing myself by just learning.
All right. So another thing that you said, that a lot of certifications are important. So though DME is already providing a lot of certifications, but any, do you think, like, what suggestion would you like to give to the audience that yes, these are the important certifications and these should be done for at least for the initial jobs?
So initially, first of all, I think people the students nowadays kind of you know, don't value soft skills. So first thing, I think soft skill is something which you should go for. So all these soft skill certifications actually build your confidence, build your communication inside yourself, and you know, participate in as many events, as many, you know, things around your college that is there. So do that. Soft skill is a very good thing. People handling, there are leadership certificates, there are project management certificates, so there are very high level project management certificate as well. So I think these few ones, actually, if you want to go to a business side also, you want to open your own business, so you have to, you know, learn how to manage things, how to do planning, execution and all, everything. So those kind of a certification, I think you should go for. So yeah, I would suggest that.
Wonderful. So another thing is that you know, a lot of students are very much confused whether after they are graduated, should they be opting for jobs or should they go for higher education. So your experience, what you suggest, that should they be going for jobs or should they opt for a higher education?
So I think that's a very good question, trust me. So I too have that thing. So okay, one college is done, I should, you know, go for a job and, you know, secure a job, or, you know, earn some penny or something. But if you ask about me, so what my parents actually told me, they just asked me, do you want to do a postgrad? I said yes, but I think for after some time. So they said, though, trust me, that time will never come. Once you are into job, you will never, you know, it is very difficult to come out and, you know, start studying again. So I think if you have to do a post graduation, be it a PhD after that also, just complete all your academic journey first and then go for a job, rather than, you know, just once your post graduation is done. And so I would advise the students that you should go for whatever higher studies you feel like going, so just go for it. And yeah, and actually, you know, studying more brings you know, calmness in yourself. It actually, you know, provides it actually helps you to meet a lot of people. Okay, so in MBA also, when I used to do MBA, I was kind of into a lot of you know, people interaction thing. So I used to attend a lot of conferences and XYZ. So there, you know, I got a good exposure how actually industry works. So it is a good thing. So MBA is also something which as a postgrad, if you want to do that, so that is also a good thing. So never stop learning. That's
wonderful.
Yeah.
So a few just last two questions. One is what was the contribution of DME's environment in your entire journey that you had till now?
It's more than just, you know, putting those things into words. So it was immensely a great experience for me. Basically, I'll say yes, the environment actually was really good at back at that time, because DME was just the at that time we were like very few people, very few batches there. So the exposure was vast there, okay, that time. So of course the faculty I used to have there, they contributed to my journey. So basically DME is a foundation for my career, so it will always be my foundation. So whatever I've learned here, I'll always keep that in my mind. And the faculty I used to have, of course, you were my first teacher from the first day. So you know, all the faculties were so supportive, so good, and they used to give me the opportunity to, you know, come up, do some events. If you remember, we had that management committee wherein we used to organize all the events from start to end, and those successful ending, and you know, having that. So I think faculty plays a very important role, you know, to have, and DME of course believes in, I think, you know, just not the bookish knowledges or something. It actually gives you a platform wherein you know, go ahead and practice yourself, put your leadership quality ahead, bring those management skills out in the, you know, in the college, and you know, do whatever. It gives you a full exposure to everything. So I think the faculty, then I think people around me, my classmates and everything, all were very supportive, very good, and you know, we were kind of do things in some teamwork or something. So it was actually very good. And also yes, what I talked about, the opportunities. So DME is full of opportunities. If you say you want to do this, they give you a free hand, do whatever you want to do, and they just trust us. So that is what I think actually build what I am today. So DME has always been my foundation at it, and it will always be. So yeah.
Wonderful. It was really glad to hear all this. So last question, and then we'll quickly wind up. So one advice that you would like to give to your juniors or somebody who's listening you.
Okay, so I would prefer giving two main advices. So one thing is study, but never ever, you know, just keep on studying. You should start practicing yourself till basically your career doesn't start from your first job. It basically starts when you know, identify your own potential inside you. So I think always keep on learning, always keep study, but kind of, you know, start practicing, putting on things what you feel like. If you want to go to a management thing, start participating in whatever events comes up, take that opportunity. And the second thing is, of course, learning. So in my career also, I never stop learning. Today also in IT world, to survive, like you have to, you know, be on your toes. So AI is like running like anything here. So you have to be, you know, understanding things, how you can grow yourself. So never stop learning. So maybe these two things, and just never, you know, sit back in your comfort zone. Just get out of it, take as many risks as you can, participate in a lot of things, and like, yeah, just go for it. Just enjoy your journey. If you're happy from inside, I think you can, you know, take up all the challenges in the world that throws onto you.
Wonderful, so, yeah. Wonderful. It was so beautiful listening to you, talking to you, and I'm sure all my audience will certainly get a lot of insights from our conversation. So thank you so much for joining in. Thank you, Vidushi, once again for accepting. You are a busy bee, I know, but no. Thank you so much that you joined us. Thank you everyone. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.